If you have a dog lover in your life, a belt bag for those daily walks is the perfect handmade gift. I'm going to show you how I took a basic belt bag pattern and made the perfect dog walking accessory that's going to hold my dog's poop bags. I'll show you how I tweaked the pattern to create a dispenser for the bags, and I'll show you how you can do it too. I'll also share some lessons I learned that'll help you make your own bag, whether you're an experienced bag maker or this is your first one ever. This is part of our scrap busting series, where we show you how to use leftover scraps of fabric to make projects that are both useful and beautiful. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single scrap busting video. In this video, I'm going to show you all the customizations I did to turn this bag into a dog walking bag, the cute notions I used and where to find them, lessons I learned in making the bag, and be sure to stay to the end for a whole bunch of other ideas for customizing a bag like this and making it your own. So I adopted my dog Lucy this summer, and she is the light of my life. And of course we go on walks every single day. So I wanted to make a really cute hands-free accessory for those walks that both looks cute and also is very functional. And for me, that means it'll hold her poop bags along with my phone and a few other things that I always bring on our walks. So for this project, I used the Seamwork Ray belt bag pattern. So this pattern has a full lining, an adjustable waist strap. It has fun notions like buckles, webbing, and an exposed zipper. And if you get this pattern, you also get a reversible bucket hat pattern to go with it, which is great for sun and rain. Okay, so first I'm going to go through the supplies you're going to need, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the ones I bought and where to find them. So to make this bag, you're going to need half a yard of outer fabric and half a yard of lining fabric. So for this, I used leftover fabric from my reversible tote bag. So if you wanted to make a matching tote, that's a really fun project too, and I think it would make a really good gift. So my tote bag and this bag are made from a quilting cotton, which I love because it comes in so many fun prints and it's really easy to work with. So this is a great project for using those quilting cottons that you fall in love with. And if you do go with a quilting cotton, I'd recommend a nice stiff interfacing just to give that outer fabric a little bit more body. You'll also need webbing. I used this pretty blue webbing. You'll need an adjustable slide release buckle or a parachute clip. You'll also need a slider, and you can often buy a buckle and slider combo together. You'll need a 14-inch zipper. I use this big chunky plastic zipper. And then I also added a 7/16" eyelet, and that's to make the poop bag dispenser. So you notice my notions are really cute and colorful, and I found these on Etsy. And there are lots of sellers that have these really cute, colorful plastic notions on Etsy. So just do a search there and you'll be sure to find tons of options. And as I said, often the sliders and the buckles come in a combination, so you can get those together and make sure that they match. So one of the things I wanted to do to make this a dog-friendly bag is add a pocket. So I added a pocket to the inside where I could put the bags and dispense them through the eyelet on the front. So all I did was cut a rectangle of fabric 4 inches by 6 inches, and that was enough to cover the entire roll of bags. I turned the edges under a 1/4 inch, and then the top I hemmed a 1/4 inch and then a double turn, so that's a 1/2 inch. So it ended up a little bit smaller, and then I top stitched it down. Very, very easy. And I used a contrasting fabric, so I used the outer fabric rather than lining fabric just to add a little pop to the inside. Now the other thing I did was to add an eyelet to the outside, and that's what allows the poop bags to be dispensed to the outside. So you put them in the pocket and then they come out through the front. So I added the 7/16" eyelet to the front, and I did this at the very, very end of the project. So the bag was completely done when I added the eyelet. So that was really, really important. When you do that, make sure that you're only punching through to install the eyelet the layers that you want to punch through. So in this case, since I sewed a pocket to the inside and I wanted to put the bags in the pocket, I made sure to punch the eyelet only through the outer layers and not through the pocket itself. So when you buy these eyelet kits at a fabric store, they come with all the tools that you need to install them, other than a mallet or a hammer and an awl. So they come with the anvil and the tool for punching right there, and all you need to do is layer them up according to the instructions on your kit and hammer it in. Very, very easy. Punch the hole that the eyelet goes through, you can use an awl. I actually didn't have an awl, so instead I used a really big nail to punch a hole. So the reason you want to use a sharp tool like an awl, or in my case a nail, instead of scissors, is that scissors actually cut the fabric and it makes it a lot less stable and more prone to fraying and making the hole bigger and bigger. So an awl will actually kind of spread apart the fibers instead of just cutting through them, and that's going to make it a lot more stable for the long run. Now for the waistband. So the instructions for this pattern have you cut the webbing to fit your waist, and then you do some calculations to make sure that you cut it at the right size. If you're sewing this for a friend rather than yourself, you might be wondering, how do I do that if I don't have access to them? Don't worry about it too much. Because the bag is adjustable, you don't have to get the exact size of their waist when you're making those calculations. So if you don't know exactly what size they are, that's okay, they'll be able to adjust it. The other thing is that webbing is a little bit tough to sew through because it's so dense. So I found that I had to switch to a larger needle. So I was using, I think, a size 75 needle for the fabric. When I got to the webbing, I switched to a size 90, and I ended up sewing the rest of the project with a size 90 needle, and that was a-okay. It came out great. Another tip I have is to have some wonder clips handy. So I used wonder clips rather than pins in many parts, especially when sewing in the zipper, because they allow a lot more control. And when you're sewing a bag, you're sewing a lot of layers of fabric, and you want precision. Precision is very important. So wonder clips help you get that really, really precise sewing when you're sewing over something bulky. So those are my biggest tips for sewing a belt bag like this, but there are tons and tons of ways that you can customize a bag like this and really make it your own. So I'm gonna go through a few more ideas. One thing you can do really easily is add more patch pockets to the inside. So we added one patch pocket for the doggy bags, but you could also add additional patch pockets to the inside for whatever you normally carry, a patch pocket for your cell phone, a patch pocket for your keys, whatever you think you're gonna have on your walk, you can add pockets for. Another thing you can do is add Velcro to the top of your patch pockets just for another layer of security if things tend to fall out. Now the zipper, I use this really cute pink zipper, and again, you can find these in lots of colors. Another thing you could do is add a zipper that has reflective zipper tape, so if somebody you know goes for a lot of walks in the evening or at night, just adds a little bit more safety. This bag also has lots of top stitching, so that's a great opportunity for using colorful top stitching. So you could do a contrasting thread and really make that a feature of the bag too. Another thing you can do, and I think this will be so cute, I really want to do this on my next bag, is to quilt it. So add quilting, just add a layer of batting to that top layer and quilt it before you sew the bag together. Another easy thing you can do for just a little bit of flair for not a lot of work is take your leftover fabric scraps and you can make a little pull or a tassel for your zipper, which actually makes it a lot easier to open and close when you're on the go. If you tend to lose your keys, you could also sew a key ring with a little clip to the inside lining of the bag and make them really easy to find. And one more idea, if you really want to make this a scrap busting project, you can use your tiniest scraps of fabric and just make each panel of this bag in a different fabric. I think that would be super, super cute. So let me know, are you making anything for your dog this holiday? I want to hear all about your dog in the comments. Let me know. Love hearing about those doggies. And if you want to try making a bag like the Ray belt bag here, be sure to check out a Seamwork membership. When you join, you get access to our entire catalog of over 200 modern sewing patterns, from quick and easy tops to wear anywhere dresses to tailored blazers and pants. We help you to design and craft your own wardrobe. Membership also gets you access to Design Your Wardrobe, our popular course that walks you through a process for laying out a seasonal wardrobe that you can sew. Plus, membership includes our library of dozens of sew-along classes, and best of all, access to our private sewing community, including tens of thousands of members, where you can post projects, ask questions, and even find sewing friends near you. I hang out there all the time along with Haley and the rest of the team here at Seamwork, and I'd love for you to join me. YouTube subscribers get half off a Seamwork membership, making it an incredibly good deal. To sign up, just click the button on screen or the link in the description below to claim your offer. I hope you loved this video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one.